today with Shana. Thank you for being on the show, Shana.
No worries.
So I kind of surprised Shana today by asking if I had another guest I was going to get on, and he couldn't make it. So I was like, Shana, do you want to come in and do the show? And kind of freaked her out a bit. I didn't mean to do that, Shana. I'm so sorry. But look, we're just going to have a nice little chat. It's about the why. She's had a bit of a look at the last episodes I've done with a few of the other guests. So she has a bit of an idea of what I'm going to be talking about with her. But like everyone knows, or should know by now, this podcast it's never before been done in Darwin of this type. I think it's just a general subject as why people do what they do and why people are into the things they're into. And because I know such a wide variety of different people from different backgrounds, I think it's a good way to help people tell their story and find out why. So, Shana, you do a lot of different things, including you're also doing karaoke hosting for me now, which is great to see. But tell us a bit about your background, just where you came from, how long you've been in Darwin, and just a bit of an intro.
Yep. So my mum's from the Philippines and my dad is from Europe, and I've lived in Darwin most of my life.
Yep.
And for like the interest, I guess I'm really getting into karaoke. I'm studying a teaching degree at the moment, so I've nearly done that. And what else? I really love just getting out into nature, bushwalks, and going to the prap markets, and just lots of different things to do around Darwin. Yeah.
So that sort of paints a picture for me in my head. You're outgoing. You like to socialize. I know you as a bit of a social butterfly. You're definitely not afraid to make your presence known at a karaoke. Yeah. Everyone knows you're there for sure. And I can relate to that because that's similar to my personality as well. It's very extroverted. But you definitely are very social, and I've seen some great things, especially on social media as well. But we'll talk about that. There's lots to talk about. But what do you do in Darwin mainly, say on a week-to-week basis? Like you said, you do your degree, but you do some outdoor stuff as well?
Yeah, I really love photography. So sometimes I go out with my Canon camera and take some photos just of like nature or friends, or like I really like taking portrait photos.
Yep.
Definitely karaoke. My dad actually plays piano, so sometimes we do a bit of jamming. So he'll play piano and I'll sing, and we'll do some harmonies. So cool. Very musical orientated, orientated. Yeah. Yeah,
that's cool. And you also do some great blogging. I've noticed some really good. You're gonna have to show me how you do that. The Facebook stories. Your Facebook stories are standout because they're just. I don't know, you just seem to capture the moments really well and put them all together in a nice little story. So just, tell us how you, why you do that. Like, what's your reason behind that?
Yeah, I am really nostalgic. I really like just making videos and stuff, and it's a lot easier doing it on like platforms like TikTok. Yep. So you can just, upload lots of different videos into one and then put some music behind it. And I guess just things that I like, so just putting photos and videos and
memories. You like creating memories, right?
So with the New Year's Eve, I just compiled all the videos, short little clips, like 2-second clips over the year, and then put a song over it, and it's just a nice little snapshot of what 2021 was like.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, no, I've seen some great works there. I think that's your main reason behind doing that, is you like just to let people know what you're doing, I guess, as well. So you're not just this person on Facebook not doing anything. Yeah,
just capturing like what I've been up to, and then I can look back on it, and then my friends and family, we can all just kind of keep in touch, because my sister's from the US and I've got family in Europe and Asia. So documenting what I've been up to and what my friends and family have been up to just keeps everyone connected.
Yeah, I guess we do get a bit disconnected in social media, especially with all the the stuff that I guess we have to put up with, or the stuff that's around coronavirus and all that kind of thing. I guess you try to keep people informed of the good things that are happening out there in the world. So the nature, the photography, the events and things like that. Definitely. So that's really good that you're doing that. You like the light in the social media craziness. Do you find Facebook to be the best one? Do you like Instagram better? Like, what do you think
I kind of think that each platform is good for different reasons. So like Instagram is really good for kind of more artistic shots, and I follow a lot of different photographers and artists on there, so it's a bit more creative.
Yeah.
Then Facebook's more your family and friends, your everyday kind of things, and keeping up to date with events and what everyone's up to, who got engaged, who got married,
Yeah.
who's having babies. And then I guess platforms like TikTok and that's the only one thing I can think of off the top of my head. Yeah, that's cool. I've just been really enjoying that because it kind of puts videos that you've liked before. So there's lots of similarities, and then there's lots of funny stuff and cute videos of like animals. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess each platform has a purpose, and I
Yep.
just dabble in all of them.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to do it actually, because you get to experience them and get to know. I haven't actually used TikTok yet myself,
Oh,
and
you
I
gotta get
really got to
into
get
it.
onto that.
Yeah.
I'm a bit worried I might be turned into a meme. I already am a meme. In,
Oh, really? You have to show
well,
me.
being in the gaming community, I've done some things which are quite funny and a bit cringy, and that's like a meme instantly.
Oh, I have to check
But
that
I
out.
love it. I love doing that stuff though, because it gets attention, and it's. I'd love to be a meme. I don't know how
Yeah.
else to
Go
do it other than
viral.
TikTok. Yeah, that's the way. That's the way to get yourself known.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's. So 2021 has just passed. We're into 2022 now.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to this year, and what can you tell us? And I guess we can elaborate on your reasons why and things of this year. So what are you looking forward to?
Well, kind of put on the spot, but I guess you have your, cliche ones like get fit and all that kind of thing. So definitely eating clean and getting back into the gym more. Just being a little bit more present, so enjoying like what is happening around me right now. And that's been really easy with like you've organised so many different events like karaoke events and gaming and just lots of social like singles nights, and I mean that's been really fun.
Yeah.
And it's definitely brought people together. So yeah, I guess just being more present and mindful about enjoying what's going on around me, and spending time with family and friends, and finishing up my degree.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping that COVID like kind of chills out a bit so that I can head to America. My sister, like I mentioned before, and my brother-in-law live there.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'd really love to go and visit them, Missouri, and just
Oh,
see
great.
parts of America. I've been to LA, but I've never been to Missouri or like parts where he grew up, my brother-in-law grew up. It'd be really lovely, yeah.
Wow, such a different place to Darwin. And
Oh,
Darwin
oh.
it's unique in itself with like if you compare it to other places in Australia, right? But going from Darwin to LA, that's got to be an experience.
Yeah, I love traveling. And so since COVID kind of put a halt to all that, it's been, pretty depressing. So I'm seeing all these old photos of like, trips to Asia and Europe and America, and thinking, when's that going to happen again,
Yeah, I think a lot of people are thinking that. They're like, oh no, our freedoms are, well, they're not taken away from us. I mean, we still have some freedoms, but it's not the same as it was before.
Yeah. Like how are you meant to find yourself now, the movies and that, and you're
Yeah.
just like, oh, I've just like had a big breakup, or I don't know, something big's
Yeah.
happened in your life. I've lost my job or whatever. And then people just like
Yeah.
go and do a big trip to Europe or Bali or whatever it might be, or around Australia. And it just helps to like help you to find yourself again. Now we can't
Yes.
even do that.
Well, yeah, and that's also another reason why I started this show. I've got many reasons of starting this show, but I think a lot of people have forgotten out there what their purpose is in some regards to what they're doing. They're a bit confused, they're a bit lost. They have some sort of direction, but they're not sure. And this sort of helps. Not saying that you don't know, you're pretty clear on what you want and everything, but some people might relate to that and go, wow, well, I've got family in America too, or somewhere, and they can relate to your story. So it's great. Really want to get the message out there that, if you do have something you're into or passionate about or want to do, don't let COVID stop you. Of course, play by the rules. We have to obviously wear our masks and everything. We're 1.5 meters away, so we're allowed to do this. But look, wear your mask, play by the rules, and then just so we can get through this, I guess. So anyway, going to your education. You're wanting to be a teacher, right? You have a bit of a
definitely.
passion to do that. You've wanting to do that for a while, have you? Or
Yeah, I think like even when I growing up, I always wanted to be a teacher. It was like
Yeah.
that or be a vet, and I kind of already are surrounded by animals. So
yeah,
being a teacher is something I'm really passionate about. And I've worked in lots of different schools and in like kindergartens and as a nanny, and even I did 3 months in China teaching English.
Oh, wow.
Through cultural immersion. So I didn't only know a little bit of Mandarin, and I just talk to them and show them, like teach them songs and read books and do games, and then they kind of pick it up as we went along. And there were people there that knew English and Mandarin, so that made it a little bit easier. But yeah, it was really cool. So I've always come back to working with kids in some way, and I really love it. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess you're going in that direction with your with your career choice. So yeah, good luck with that. That's great. And you're already through your most of your training or your course for that. Yeah,
pretty much. And I think it's good, like just getting back to this, doing the podcast, is that you're interviewing everyday people, and it's nice. Like you can get to know what like local Darwin people are up to, and it's really
well,
nice.
to be honest, I haven't actually had this conversation with you. I would have loved to have this sit down at a coffee or something like that. But this is also a great way for me to catch up with friends and people that I'm close to, because I get to find out about what you're into and what motivates you and everything like that. It's really good to know that about people, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
So now you like your karaoke, you like your events, you're a bit of an entertainer yourself. Tell us a bit about that. How'd you get into that? And you said your dad was a musician, so you've had a musical sort of interest all your life, I'd take it.
Yeah. So I guess in high school we had a band called the Aviators, and we did quite a bit of music around Darwin at the Railway Club and Happy Yes and Brownsmart. And then from those early days, I guess I always just came back to being a musician or like singing or getting involved in anything kind of creative. So I haven't really done that much music except for like jamming with my dad or just with like mates mucking around. But they have quite a few open mic nights, and then they've got the karaoke nights, which the first time I discovered karaoke was one of yours at Deli O'Reilly's.
Yes.
And it's just really good. I guess I love it because there's no band practices or there's no commitment. You can kind of just like rock up and sing some songs and just, express yourself. And then there's no pack up. You're just like, yeah, cool. I sang some songs, had a good time, had a couple drinks, and then you can go.
Yeah.
I love that. And you meet new people, and it's great. Yeah,
the karaoke scene, I think that's what a lot of people get from that in terms of, why they would go to a karaoke, right? Why? The why. There's that experience that, I enjoy giving people as a host. But when I was even doing what you were doing and going to the karaoke events myself, it was that social interaction. You're there with people that are doing the same thing. They're just wanting to have some fun. It's just a great place to let your hair down. And I think there are some differences with open mic and karaoke. You'll find most of the crowds, some of them do mix over, but you'll find they sort of stick to their own thing because there's a mentality that the karaoke people have that's different to a mentality of a muso that wants to get up and slash out the guitar a bit, you know what I mean? So it's been interesting seeing that in the scene, because I've now done open mics and karaoke, so I can look at it from both sides. And I will get some guests on the show that are more muso, have a few lined up. But anyway, you become a host as well.
Yeah,
and tell us about that and how you've thought about that. You've only been doing it. You've done 2 gigs now. Yeah. Tell us about that, and I don't know. Let's just go through that.
Yep. So the first time was at Opium, and I remember David actually showing me the DJ decks and everything, and I freaked out. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many buttons. I don't know what I'm doing. I said, you're gonna have to take me step by step, and I'll write notes. And at first it was a bit overwhelming, but as he walked me through it, it got a lot easier and came naturally. Yeah,
well, I think the hardest part with karaoke hosting would be to be a host. I mean, I know this sounds crazy, but everyone sees me do it and other people do it. They're like, oh, that looks so easy. But it's actually pretty intense. I'd say it's more difficult than being a DJ, I think. DJs, once you know what you're doing, you're obviously mixing the music, mixing the songs, listening to the songs. But with karaoke, you're not managing just music, you're managing people. So you have to manage people that are getting up and singing. You have to be obviously keeping rapport with the crowd, rapport with the venue as well. So it's an overall experience that karaoke, I feel, should be about. And even, like you said, when I'm showing you the ropes, there's the technical side, but there's also, wouldn't have picked you if I didn't know you were good at that hosting side as well, and that presence that I know you have with people. So, yeah, people skills are very good for that.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Not corona, I promise.
So yeah, look, any other things you said fitness, and you've been doing fitness for a bit.
Yeah.
Any motivation behind that? Is just to keep fit well, look good, feel good sort of thing?
Yeah, pretty much. I did like some powerlifting back in the day. And
oh, nice.
Yeah, I haven't done that in a long time, but I kind of just kept some of the routine up, like with doing some free weights and cardio and that. But yeah, definitely my big like focus has been education and my job and my teaching degree.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like everything else has just been like secondary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to have your priorities, right? You got to have your things that you're interested in. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, look, what else? Is there any, this is going to be on Spotify and YouTube. People are listening and watching this. Is there anything you want to tell people or just about you? I mean, people are going to be watching this or listening and going, wow, that's Shana. Have you ever been on something like this before?
No, never. It's kind of cool, like being on a radio station or something. Yeah, I guess just to have high hopes for 2022 and to stay positive and know that we're all in this together. You know, I know it's been a really tough time for a lot of people with businesses, local businesses and COVID, and mentally a lot of people have been struggling. So just, keep on keeping on, I guess.
Yeah. Keep your why in focus, everyone. That's what you should be doing. Just finding out why you're on this planet. You need to be asking yourself that every day why you are doing what you're doing. And hopefully you can achieve what you want to achieve, whether it be in your job, your career, or going to karaoke. I don't know. I know that's not everyone's thing, but if that's your thing, you've got ways to show you that. But whatever it is you're into, I mean, yeah, just like Shana, you can do what you want to do. So you've spoken to us about some great things today. It's the why. We've covered off what your karaoke, your social media presence, your background, where you're from, and also your career path. Is there anything else we can talk about?
Maybe like the multiculturalism in Darwin. I know that there's a lot of good restaurants and food places.
Yeah.
We could discuss some of that,
As you saw in the first episode, we had Nestor on there, and he's from Philippines. You've got a bit of Philippine in you. I know there's lots of Filipinos in Darwin. So tell us about that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I recently did one of those, myheritage.com. You send a saliva sample and they do a bit of a researching of where you come from, and it was really cool because I found out I was like Spanish and I knew Filipino, but like German and Irish and Scottish and English, and I was like, whoa, I'm so many things. It was really cool. Yeah, but I guess having all those different like cultures and nationalities, I have a big respect for different foods, and there's a lot of different cool restaurants and places to eat in Darwin.
Do you think that's one of the things what makes Darwin unique, right? Is the multiculturalism. And I think in other places in Australia you'll find they have like a little town that's sort of like, I know I was in the Adelaide Hills before Darwin, completely different, and they had a little German town down there called Harndorf, which is pretty cool. But it's different to up here because they have like a town that's dedicated to that sort of heritage.
Yeah.
Whereas you go to Darwin, because there's so many different people and different cultures. You have Indian, Nepalese, you have Filipino, you have Thai. There's so many different ones.
I met a guy the other night from Estonia. He had an accent. I was like, oh, what's that accent? He's like, Estonian. I'm like, wow, I never met anyone from Estonia before.
So, if you are listening and you're not from Darwin, if there's any place we can tell you if you really want a multicultural experience without even going to these countries, come to Darwin, because you're going to get a bit of a taste of that, especially on the nightlife and going to the different restaurants out there.
Yeah, and like the markets too, Perout Market,
markets,
Rapid Creek, Mindle Market, which is seasonal.
Yes.
So many different flavours and textures, and it's really lovely, and the people are always really lovely, and just showing you flavor experience. Yeah.
That's it. Well, they have I think Ness and I spoke about this, the Luxor Festival they had.
Yeah.
So that's now an annual thing. I think that only happened last year or the year before.
I think for a couple of years.
Yeah, and they've now have it as an annual thing, which is great. Good to see more of that. I'd love to see a gelato festival. Shout out to you, John,
cool,
from John John's. Great entrepreneur out there, which is doing really great in the gelato space in Darwin. I might get him on the show. I'll reach out to him.
You should. It's great because he also has like some Asian-inspired flavors, like ube, which is like a root vegetable. And
oh, wow.
I think he's got black sesame and there's a couple flavors I haven't tried yet, but a lot of different ones. Yeah, you can go and try it there.
Catering for the multicultural. I love to see that.
Very unique.
Yeah, excellent. So what would be your favourite food?
Probably sushi. I really love sushi. And
Japanese,
a couple cool places in Darwin. I think there's one in the city Mitchell Centre called Go Sushi, I think it's called. I don't know. But
they all taste the same to me. Like I can have sushi from Woolies. I know you can get sushi from Woolies now, and it tastes the same as the sushi you get from this other place, which is like high top shelf sushi. Yeah, I think what is the difference? Like what?
I don't know, just maybe the quality and the presentation, and maybe it's just like something you think because you're going into a restaurant that's a Japanese restaurant versus Woolies sushi.
Yeah, takeaway.
Yeah, the presentation, the flavour. I don't know. I think that it's nicer at the restaurant.
Fair enough. Look, I can agree with you there because I have been to Japan myself.
Yeah,
I have been to Japan back in when was that again? 2002. Yeah, 2002 I went as on a school trip to,
that's cool.
And actually had my birthday over there as well, which is really cool. And I was just a kid. I was I think 14 years old, and I remember them taking me to a Japanese restaurant, and it was a really proper one. It's in Japan, right?
Yeah, like sashimi and
Well, no, it wasn't sashimi. It was a proper. They had like this little room, and you had to kneel down.
Oh wow!
And it was like a proper kneel down one. You kneel down, and you get this whole, they give you this little bowl like this, and then they surround you with all these different types of sushi, like different bowls. Wow. And you had all these options. There's octopus over here and all these different ones. I tried some. I was a bit squeamish at the time. I didn't, but it was just a good experience. It's that's what I remember from it, the experience that it was over the food itself. It was just wow, this is how they do it. This is how they experience it. And this is the whole, that experience.
Yeah, I actually went to Japan too.
Yeah, wow. And tell us about that.
The fashion in Harajuku is really amazing. Like they had every day at a certain time, they have people parade down a street Harajuku, and just getting inspired by all those different fashions.
Cool.
And you'd probably like this, but they have like a 24-hour karaoke place.
Sure they do.
It was amazing.
I'm sure they do. The birthplace of karaoke in Japan.
Drinking and karaokeing, and then they also have little snacks. And the first time I tried, I think it's called chicken cartilage or something like that. So it's like this deep fried. And I was like, oh, but I was like, we're in Japan, might as well try it. And it was really nice.
Once.
Yeah, I think that's one of my little goals. Is wherever I go, I try and try their most random crazy thing. Like in where did we go? Vietnam, and they had snake wine. There's a full-on snake in this bottle, and then it's looking at you and then you take a shot of that, and it's supposed to be good for reproductive, or a aphrodisiac for men. So I brought you back 5 bottles.
Put them on the shelf there.
Anyway, it's really cool. And then in Cambodia, I tried what I guess is a bit more appropriate to say, mountain oysters.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting, but people can Google that one.
Oh, mountain oysters. I will be Googling that one after. Everyone, if you want to know what those are.
Nah, but not.
All right,
Keep it G-rated.
All right, yeah. Cool. All right. Well, look, we've had a chat about lots of things, Shana. This has been it's been great having you.
Thanks,
I think we can leave it there. But is there anything else you want to let us know before you go?
Just come and check out lots of next tier events and get involved in the karaoke and local events. Yeah,
you might see Shana up. She's going to be hosting a few karaoke shows, so be sure to come out to there. We're obviously here at Next Tier Studios, which is where we do this podcast, and you'll see we have Next Tier Entertainment, so be sure to check that out as well, and you'll see Shana, no doubt, being involved some way or another there.
Yeah.
So All right, everyone. So this is The Why. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, David.
See ya.